At the start of the story, we are introduced to a naughty boy named Theo. He often got his homework done by other kids by tempting them with video games. Even at home, he never used the front door to enter his room. Instead, he climbed a pipe and sneaked in through the window. One day, while eating a banana on the rooftop, Theo casually threw the peel down. Suddenly, a strange portal opened, and the banana peel disappeared into thin air. When Theo didn't hear it hit the ground, he turned back in confusion. Curious, he went downstairs to check if the peel was still there. To test it again, Theo threw his roller skate down. Once again, it vanished without a trace. Shocked, he then tossed a stone, and that disappeared too. Realizing something strange was happening, Theo rushed to tell his older brother, Oscar, about the portal. The brothers had lost their parents and were living with their grandmother. At that moment, Oscar was already furious with Theo. Theo had torn pages from books written by their mother to make paper rockets. Theo tried to explain that he had discovered a time portal. However, Oscar thought Theo was joking and mocking him. In truth, their mother had suddenly disappeared years ago. Theo believed she had run away with someone. Oscar, on the other hand, believed she was a brilliant scientist. He thought she had been researching time portals and might be trapped in another era. Oscar wanted to understand her work and bring her back. The argument between the two brothers became more intense. Just then, their grandmother called them for food. They acted normal in front of her, but as soon as she left, the fight started again. In anger, Oscar shouted an insult at Theo. Enraged, Theo threw Oscar's pet turtle into the portal. Oscar panicked and searched everywhere for his beloved turtle. When he couldn't find it, he put up missing posters around the neighborhood. Oscar was deeply attached to the turtle. He would cry whenever it was gone. Feeling guilty, Theo realized his mistake. He decided to jump into the portal to fix everything. After entering the portal, Theo reached a place where all the thrown objects were lying. The turtle was there as well. Theo brought the turtle back home and returned it safely. After that, he quietly fell asleep. The next morning, something unbelievable happened. Theo was still asleep, but Oscar got ready to leave for work. Oscar now looked much older. Theo had unknowingly traveled from 1990 to 2022 using the portal. In this time, Oscar had become a physics professor. Later, Oscar visited a shop owned by a man named David to buy some supplies. After a while, the shopkeeper's daughter Elena arrived. David and Elena had known each other for many years. David had liked Elena since childhood. However, he never had the courage to express his feelings. Elena was divorced and was now the mother of 2 children. Oscar still had feelings for her. Elena was an English professor at Oscar's university. At home, Theo woke up and went looking for Oscar. He picked up the turtle and went to his grandmother. Grandma was now very old and did not recognize Theo. When Oscar saw Theo, he fainted in shock. After regaining consciousness, Oscar asked, "Is it really you, Theo?" Theo was confused as well. He asked Oscar, "Who are you, and how do you know my name?" Oscar replied, "I'm your older brother. Who else could it be?" Theo was stunned to see how much Oscar had aged in just one day. After talking for a while, they realized that Theo had somehow reached the year 2022. They discussed the time Oscar had been angry at Theo for tearing their mother's notes. Theo showed Oscar the picture of their mother wearing a red dress. Now worried, Theo said he wanted to go back to 1992. He feared Grandma would scold him if he returned late. Theo went to the rooftop to jump back into the portal. However, when he threw a stone, it did not disappear. The portal had closed in 2022. Theo was confused about how a portal could suddenly close. Oscar explained that time travel was not simple. A portal that brings you forward does not always take you back. Oscar decided they needed to find a new portal to return from 2022 to 1990. To gather answers, Oscar took Theo to meet his senior professor. The professor explained that science had advanced greatly by 2022. However, there was no proven concept of time portals. After meeting the professor, the brothers returned home. Theo was amazed by the modern world around him. He noticed Oscar's phone and asked what it was. Oscar explained that it was a phone without wires or dial buttons. He calmed Theo and said they needed to focus on finding the portal. Oscar asked if Theo truly wanted to return to 1990. Theo then revealed something important. He said he had found a handwritten list in their mother's papers. He had discovered it while tearing pages to build a paper rocket. He admitted that he had hidden the list inside a dictionary to tease Oscar. Theo believed the list might contain useful information. They asked Grandma about the dictionary. She told them she had given it to David. The next morning, Oscar said he was going to meet David. He warned Theo to stay home and not go anywhere, but Theo secretly left the house. He went to a large shopping mall. Theo was overwhelmed by the modern gadgets there. While trying a VR headset, he accidentally broke it. Oscar was called to the mall and had to pay for the damage. He scolded Theo for not listening to him. After that, they went to David's department store to look for the dictionary. David told them that he had kept it at home. At that moment, Elena arrived. Theo was shocked to see how beautiful she had become. Elena then asked, "Who is this child and how does he know my name?" Oscar quickly lied and said, "He's my cousin's son." Oscar quickly changed the subject. Elena invited them to her house. Her son and daughter were busy playing video games. Theo was fascinated by the games and started playing with Elena's son, Jan. When Oscar finally found the list hidden inside the dictionary, he told Theo it was time to go home. However, Theo was enjoying the game so much that Elena said he could play a little longer. She also offered to drop him home herself. While playing, Elena's children teased Theo because he didn't understand modern modern video games. They joked that people today even ask Alexa for the time. Later, back on the rooftop, Theo and Oscar got to work. Oscar explained that the list contained the locations of different time portals. They tested those locations by throwing objects, but nothing happened. Oscar thought his calculations were wrong and began solving them again. During this time, Theo asked why Oscar was always alone. He also asked why Oscar had no friends. Theo questioned why Oscar never confessed his feelings to Elena. While calculating, Oscar replied that even though Elena was divorced, he didn't think things would work between them. Without telling Oscar, Theo secretly sent a message from Oscar's phone. He invited David, Elena, and her children to their house for dinner. When they arrived, Oscar was completely shocked. Theo admitted that he had invited everyone. Oscar realized it was another prank. However, the meeting brought Oscar and Elena closer. The next day, Elena took Theo shopping to buy him new clothes. Inside the trial room, Theo entertained everyone with his funny football-style commentary. Elena suddenly remembered those habits. She realized he was Oscar's younger brother, Theo. She hugged him tightly and asked why he hadn't aged after being missing for so many years. Theo explained that he had jumped into a time portal. Using it, he had traveled directly from 1990 to 2022. Elena couldn't believe his story, but Theo was living proof. Elena asked Oscar to confirm it. Oscar went to the rooftop and threw a stone. This time, the stone bounced back up. It confirmed that a time portal was present. Oscar explained that there are 3 types of time portals. The first type allows direct travel between different time periods. The second type sends travelers to unknown locations. The third type is extremely dangerous because there is no way out. Theo had used the first type to reach 2022. Now they needed to find the correct portal to send him back to 1990. They began researching every day. Oscar also started enjoying Elena's frequent visits. He would dance happily by himself. Together, they searched for the right portal. Elena was not comfortable with sending Theo back to 1990. She feared that changing the past could alter the future. Her children might never be born. She loved her children deeply. Oscar promised her that Theo's return would not affect her life. He promised to do everything possible to make sure Elena's life was not affected. They began thinking of a way to protect both timelines at the same time. Theo focused seriously and asked Elena's children to help him decode the coordinates their mother had written. He believed that going into the past with their help would secure their future. Without them, he would never have been able to reach the past at all. Using the map, the 3 of them discovered a middle route. Theo believed this path led to a time portal. With its help, they could return to 1990. Excited, Theo jumped into the water. Brenda and Nathan hesitated, but then reluctantly jumped in with him. When they reached the other side, they were completely shocked. The city they had come from was gone. In its place, there were only mountains. This showed that the city did not exist yet. They had reached the past. Unfortunately, they had not arrived in 1990. Instead, they had traveled even further back to the year 1949. Stranded in an unfamiliar place, the 3 tried to understand what had gone wrong. They soon realized they had entered a different kind of portal. This portal could send travelers to any random point in time. Meanwhile, in 2022, a worried Elena called Oscar. She told him that Theo and her 2 children were missing. Oscar explained that they might have found the portal leading to 1990. Now, Oscar and Elena had to follow them to bring them back. In 1949, the 3 children had no money. Their phones were not working. They were also extremely hungry. To survive, Brenda and Nathan came up with an idea. They decided to use their gadgets to perform a fake mind-reading magic show. Nathan sat at a distance while Brenda closed her eyes. Theo wrote names on a board and stood in front of the crowd. Using wireless earphones, Nathan whispered the names to Brenda. The audience believed it was real magic. They couldn't understand how she guessed the names without seeing them. People thought she had special powers. The crowd was thrilled and started clapping loudly. This helped them earn some money. However, the police soon noticed what was happening. Such performances were illegal without permission. As soon as Theo saw the police approaching, he signaled the others to run. All 3 immediately fled the area. While escaping, a mysterious man caught them. He kidnapped the children and took them to an unknown location. Their lives were now in even greater danger. Meanwhile, in 2022, Oscar and Elena found the portal to 1990. Holding hands, they jumped through it together. Elena felt as if she were dreaming. She had truly traveled through time. In 1990, posters searching for Theo were posted everywhere. Back in 1949, the kidnapper took the children to a group that was against the government. The gang leader asked why the man had brought the children there. The man claimed that the children knew the gang's secret code. Confused, Theo asked what the secret code word was. The man explained that the whistle Theo had blown while escaping the police was actually the gang's secret code. This whistle had been taught to Theo by his grandmother. Just then, a young woman from the gang arrived. Theo was shocked to realize it was his grandmother when she was young. He learned that his grandmother had once been a member of this gang. It was from her that he had learned how to whistle. Theo didn't tell anyone it was his grandmother, because everyone would have thought he was crazy. Still, he embraced the young woman warmly. The gang opposed the government, but worked for the welfare of the people. They had no intention of harming the children. That's why Theo, Brenda, and Nathan were safe with them for now. Meanwhile, in 1990, Oscar and Elena searched Oscar's house for the children, but no one was there. Suddenly, they heard a voice and hid in a cupboard. It was little Oscar crying over Theo's disappearance. Oscar, who had come from the future, was deeply saddened by this. In 1949, the 3 children began adapting adapting to the gang's lifestyle. They felt they could not return through the portal they had come from. Theo's young grandmother was also with them, which made it easier for him to adapt. Seizing an opportunity, Theo asked his grandmother to take a photo with them. He also told her to always keep it safe. "Even when you grow old, get it framed," he said. This action changed the frame of his grandmother's photo in 1990. Now, Theo, Brenda, and Nathan were with his grandmother in 1949. Theo wrote the coordinates of the time portal on the back of the photo. This would allow Oscar and Elena, who were in 1990, to find it. Oscar and Elena realized they needed to return to 2022 first. From there, they could use the coordinates to reach 1949 and rescue the 3 children. Once everyone was together in 1949, they could return to 2022 and send Theo back to 1990. Oscar and Elena first returned to 2022. Using the coordinates provided by Theo, they arrived in 1949. There, Theo informed the gang members that his brother Oscar would be coming to pick him up. 2 men were already waiting there. When the men informed the gang, Oscar blew the whistle his grandmother had taught him. After that, Oscar and Elena were brought before the gang. Elena was overjoyed to see her children safe and healthy. Theo, however, did not want to leave. He was happy living in 1949. Oscar was deeply saddened by this. He said to Theo, "I understand we fight, but that doesn't mean we don't love each other." He did not want his little brother to leave him. Oscar added, "You can't even imagine how much I've cried since you left." At that moment, their young grandmother arrived. Oscar was surprised to see her but said nothing. Now everyone had to find a portal to return to 2022. A man from the gang offered to drive them in a car. This man turned out to be Oscar and Theo's grandfather. Soon they found the portal that would take them back to 2022. And now, Oscar prepared to send Theo back to 1990. He had already located the portal at the construction site. Theo didn't want to go back because he had no one waiting for him in 1990. He had no parents and felt extremely lonely. He told Oscar, "I want to stay with you now. You remind me a little of my father." Oscar hugged Theo warmly and explained that the Oscar of 1990 had also been very lonely. He needed Theo there very much. "If you behave well," Oscar said, "my younger self will also take great care of you." Despite his hesitation, Theo returned to 1990. His return brought immense joy to Oscar. Their grandmother doted on him. When asked where he had been, Theo told a false story. He said, "I was kidnapped by a gang." Distressed and confused by Theo's departure, Oscar began to believe that Shay had been involved. He felt that their mother had truly left them. In frustration, he started throwing away her books. But Theo arrived and told Oscar the entire story of his time travel. He even showed him the phone from 2022. Oscar didn't fully believe him at first, but after seeing the phone, he couldn't resist believing the story. The 2 brothers decided never to use the time portal again. They promised to live happily in the present. Finally, the scene shifts to a very distant time. A portal opens and a woman steps out. This era is very old and people know nothing about science. The woman is revealed to be Theo and Oscar's mother. She is a scientist, teaching people about science. Her work has the potential to bring profound changes in the future. This is where the story ends. If you enjoyed the video, like it and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.